This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
If you commit to something, do it. If you don't want to do it, say no. But if you say yeah and you committed to something, you got to do it. Stick it out. Do it.
And co-host Marnie Winfield.
My rent is paid. I have a roof over my head. I'm married to the most amazing man in the world who cares about me and supports me, keeps me safe, and I don't know. I got it all.
It is the 7th of December, 2023. My name's Corey Winfield.
My name's Marnie Winfield.
This is the 217 Recovery Podcast, and one of the biggest podcasts that we've ever done in our life. We had to restart it. This is the 5th time with technical difficulties. It's one of those things where you're just like, what's going to happen next? Like right now, the way this was going, that intro was going to replay.
Yeah.
Because it had done that like 3 times, and it was the second time, and Marnie's like, hey, I think that it's dubbed in there twice. So we're like, okay, we'll wait for the second one to come on. I think that was the 3rd time. We're like, all right, let's go. Let's get it. And then we start, and then there's a 3rd one. And then we just stopped and said, okay, let's just keep going with the podcast. And then we're getting into the podcast. We haven't told the biggest news yet, which is coming still on this episode, I promise. And then I look over and the screen has like stopped recording. Like if you're recording in Adobe Audition, if anybody's familiar with that, you'll see the wave form on the screen.
Sure.
And there's nothing. I look up and there's nothing, and I hit play and it plays audio. So like this is very confusing to me, and I'm just like, what is going on? And I was like, somebody wanting us not to give this news today that we're about to give? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, it was trippy.
Yeah, so I reset everything. And like I told you, I was like, I know I didn't dub that in there twice. We've played that intro tons.
Yeah.
It's never done that before. So it's like, old engineer told me, just turn everything off, turn it back on.
There you go.
That's kind of what I did. I shut down the program Adobe Audition. I shut down the Rodecaster Pro, turned it back on, and here we are.
Brand new, up and going.
Brand new, same podcast episode.
For the 4th time.
Yeah, and I'll let you start since I know you want to.
Oh, yeah. So, no, I was just, like you said, we've played that intro before. I really like that intro, but it occurred to me now, listening to it multiple times in a row, is that that list is so not, complete. So it's very short for what, really is going on in my life. And probably when we recorded that, there was other things that hadn't happened yet.
Right.
I don't think I had even started going back to school yet. Maybe I had. I'm not sure.
I think you had.
But didn't reference my job or, being able to participate in 217 recovery. There's all kinds of awesome things that happened. The list is very, very long. So I didn't give it enough credit.
Yeah.
I gave you a lot of credit.
Yeah, you did.
But
and that's probably why I put it in there.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it just fit perfectly. No, there's before we get to the news, it's going to change our lives for sure. And people around us, it's going to change their lives too. Mm-hmm. But we'll get to that very soon, promise. But first I wanted to talk about this woman who reached out to me today and how I got to, I don't really know her, but we're Facebook friends. Mm-hmm. But back in 2017, I was looking at a place called Astoria Point. Yeah, I think it was a treatment center or something over there. And I saw a woman who had left a comment on there. So I sent her a message and was like, hey, was that place any good or something like that? And she wrote back, and that was 2017. Well, back in August, she reached out and she was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I'm actually moved to Michigan. And she's on the other side of the state, but she was like, I'm still trying to get my feet underneath me at that time. That's, of course, our cat. We're interrupting his workout time on his treadmill.
Yeah.
At least he uses his treadmill.
He does use his treadmill.
And she said at that time she had like 90 days clean, and I was like, wow, I was like, a lot's happened to me. And I kind of cringed when I had read the response that I had told her back in the day that, oh, things were going pretty good, and God's taken away. I prayed to God and he took away my alcoholism, and it's like, oh my gosh. But that was, and not saying God won't or can't do that. I'm just saying at that time, that was not something I should have been saying. Mm-hmm. And I explained to her, and I think I told her in that next message, I was like, oh my gosh, I cringed when I read that. And God gives me the tools, but he makes me take it away. You know, like I'm the one who has to do it. God's not just going to come down and be like, boom, you're touched. There you go, son. Again, maybe he can. Maybe he does that for people. He didn't do that for me. Mm-hmm. You say, here, I'm going to put you down the right path. It's up to you to walk down it.
Sure.
You know, there's tons of other little side streets you can go off of, but you go down those and they're not going to be fun. Mm-hmm. So that's how I feel anyway. And she just messaged me today and said she had 205 days clean. So
nice.
Congratulations to you. And thanks for reaching out and staying in touch. You know, I told her 205 days is so much better than 204. I was driving home from work today and I was thinking about the old times and how I used to, you know, leave work and go right to the liquor store. Like it was like, I don't even think I even thought about it. It was just what I did. Mm-hmm. I might have thought, which one am I driving to? But it was like, nope, driving to the liquor store. I don't know. I was thinking about that today and I was just like, man, I'm so glad I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
It's just it's such a freeing thing. And somebody you know is going through it. You know, like it's not an overnight process for most of us. It takes time. And just stick with it, you know, and enabling. Some people get confused and they're like, well, I don't want to enable them. And there's a huge difference between helping and enabling, but it's a very, very confusing one too. Mm-hmm. If your son or daughter is coming to you saying, Mom, I don't have any money. I can't eat today. And you go, here's $50. That's enabling, in my opinion. If you buy them a pizza and have it delivered at their house, that's helping.
Sure.
And that's my opinion as a professional radio broadcaster. I am not a therapist. I'm not a counselor. I'm just a guy going through it.
Yeah.
And helping other people. You know, I'm a recovery coach and I have some other stuff that I've done, but like, that's just my personal experience and my personal thoughts, which everybody has those. So take it for what it is. But congratulations again to her, and that's cool that she's staying in touch. So I did something the other day that I have never done before.
What's that?
I wrote a letter to someone who doesn't exist yet on this world.
Yeah?
Yeah. Let me tell you about it. Here are my thoughts behind it, okay?
All right.
I was at work and I needed a break. Everybody's had those, right? You're just like, and I think I was getting frustrated. And I pulled up a recent picture that I had just saved onto my Photoshop or whatever. And I was looking at it. And then Pearl Jam's song, Elderly Woman Behind the Counter in a Small Town, came on. And I just started thinking, like, now is the time to do this. Because I've been thinking about writing this letter for quite some time. And I thought, now's the perfect time. Mm-hmm. I got work that needs to be done, but you know me. Mm-hmm. I can put that off to way later. Mm-hmm. It's not 5:00 yet. So I just start writing. And I was like, hey, Parker, what's up, man? I'm listening to this Pearl Jam song. Wondering if you're going to like this song. Wonder if you're going to like football, fantasy football, comedies. Are you going to like soccer, like baseball, like Disney movies? Mm-hmm. And you got some kiddies that can't wait to meet you. You know, I was talking about that even. I was like, I got Nico. You probably won't remember her. It's like Luna's your mom's crazy kitty. And we got our boy Hudson, who's just about 1 year old at this moment. And I was just like, I just hope I'm going to be a good enough father for you, you know, one day.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Because if you haven't heard, which we haven't announced yet, Marnie and I are having a baby boy.
Yay.
Yes. And you picked out the name.
I did.
I picked out the last name.
But actually, you kind of, well, who picked out the middle name?
I think you kind of let me have that. No, you didn't let me have that because I would have named him Corey. But no, my middle name is Jonathan, and Parker's middle name will be Jonathan as well.
Yeah.
So Parker Jonathan Winfield, and he'll be here in, I think, mid-May, but the doctors, what do they know? They say May 26th is the due date. And of course, if you've ever been pregnant, I haven't. Those dates aren't exact, I guess.
They are not.
But around then.
Right.
We're going to have a little man running around here. And we have been really kind of busy with this, especially you, honey. It's been in your own body.
Yeah.
Because we're, 15 weeks? Almost 16 weeks?
Almost 16 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. So it's been something that's taken up all the fantasy football for me, for you, pretty much. For me, every weekend, I'm just looking at the TV and going, okay, this isn't going to be a thing anymore.
Better get this in while I can.
Yeah, I doubt next May I'm going to be listening to fantasy footballers and what happened in the draft and who's going to do this. And I still might.
You will.
If I'm driving places, but I don't drive as much as I used to. And it's just like, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with cartoons being on. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's how I look at it. It's just been a whirlwind of excitement and emotions and fingers crossed and prayers. And,
oh, geez, yeah.
It was not our first try, and it's been hard, especially on you, but it's hard on men too.
Yeah.
When bad things happen early during pregnancies, and it's something that I'm sure there is a book on what to do, but everybody's different and everybody's emotions are different. But for us, it's just been a blessing and yet another thing that has happened that's freaking great in our lives.
Yeah.
It started with getting sober.
Yep.
I never would have met you. I wouldn't be here. I would be dead. Mm-hmm.
I feel the same way.
I was running out of time, running out of chances for sure. And to have what we have and to love how I love today, I don't even know. And I'm not knocking people that I used to date or whatever, but to actually feel love, I can be present to love, and it had nothing to do with them. It's just when you drink all the time, you're numbing everything. Mm-hmm. And the only thing you're thinking about is how can I get more? And if I have to tell this person whatever, I don't care. I want this person to leave actually so I can be alone with my alcohol. That's I would think. And again, it has nothing to do with them. It was all on me and not knowing how to love, but being fully in love now and embracing the things that I have. And we don't have a boat yet. We don't have a boat yet.
No boat. Never. There will never be a boat, people. So you know.
It's just something that I like to bitch about.
He just uses that.
Just like a
treadmill. It's like a representative object that means you have it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the treadmill that's sitting next to the studio here. It's sitting on the floor. I used it once for 2 minutes. But I got one. What's up?
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do completely agree with you on in terms of like feeling complete. It's yeah, so man, this story goes back so far, so long ago, but yeah, so the starting a family was something that both Corey and I wanted, and we had shared that, when we had even just in our first conversations, like we want to have kids someday, or, is there still time kind of thing. And so, throughout, and he kind of touched on it, but we've had several pregnancies that didn't, they weren't viable. And that was really hard on both of us. Things like that can cause people to break up, separate. There can be a feeling of hopelessness that this dream is not going to come true. And so kind of what's left, and you put all your eggs in one basket and, and then that doesn't happen. And so you feel like, there's something missing. And we were kind of prepared for the fact that this might not be in the cards for us. Mm-hmm. It kind of got to that point. And, but at the same time, we just figured like we need to at least do everything we can to know that we gave it a good shot. And so this was kind of like our Hail Mary sort of situation with this last kind of like, all right, let's see if this can actually happen. And, and I mean, our prayers were answered, and, and then it was just waiting and waiting. And it was like, one of those things where kind of comparatively to being in, when you have a loved one who's in recovery and they get sober and you just hope, like, are they going to stay sober? Are they going to stay sober? Like, so many times it's not worked out. You know, they've said they're gonna and things look good and then they aren't. And it's the whole phenomenon of, you know, waiting for the other shoe to drop kind of deal. And part of me, it was really hard for me to not feel that way with Parker, because I was just like, I've been through this before. I don't want to get excited. I don't want to be happy. I don't want to, you know, start shopping for clothes or tell people or share my excitement, because this could all be gone tomorrow. And from no fault of my own. And so that was kind of something that was hard to get through. And so and I was like, Corey's like, we don't have to tell anybody until he's here, until there's crying in the background. That's what he said. So
because we didn't and we don't. You know, we could keep this as private as we wanted to, but it's also fun to talk about it. And with stuff going on in our lives, I think this is something that it's like therapy for me anyway, you know, doing the podcast. So for me to, you know, talk about the things that I've done today and how I'm setting things up now for a different type of future. You know, it's not just me. It's not just me and you. It's not just work. It's family, like for real.
Yeah.
And the guys at work love it. They can't wait for me to have a child, so I can understand when they're like, hey, I got to go pick my kid up. Hey, I have to go do this, you know, my kid, you know, and I'm like, I got cats. It's the same. They're like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
But they can't wait for it. You know, I think just for me to understand, I think we'll understand more. Maybe at least me. I don't know. I'm not talking for you, but we'll see. But it's going to be nice to talk about things like that now. And I feel like I'm being more open on the podcast. And again, it's not that we wanted to hide it, but we could have, you know, and I don't want to say hide it, but announce it. You wanted to wait till this Monday we went and had the ultrasound again. And they were going to put us in a room. We weren't going to get a picture of the baby. And we're like, and you were like, no, they're going to do scan my belly a little bit. And we're going to see some movement going on because I got to.
Yeah.
And you kind of explained to them why. And they're like, yeah, okay. So they moved us in there. And so we got some more pictures. And little Parker, he didn't have a lot of space in there. No. But he's going to get some space, she said.
Yeah.
Which will make your belly go whoop. And you're starting to get big now.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. But that's the picture I was looking at, though, to get me out of that funk at work. I looked at the little picture of that, and I was just looking at him, and you could see his jawbone and like stuff like that. And it wasn't like one of those 3D pictures, but you could see his bones now, you know, and his little leg. And I don't know. It's just crazy because I think about him all the time, and he's not even here yet. And that was one of the things I was writing in there. I was like, is this normal? Like, do all fathers think like this? You know, just like, I wonder what he's going to like. I wonder if he'll like that song. I wonder if he's like tacos, pizza. Is pizza going to be his jam? You know, like, it'll be easy to get him to eat broccoli, right?
Yeah.
Because he'll see us eating it, and he wants what mommy and daddy want.
Oh, he will see us eating it. That's good. And it's also really cool because, you know, this is an experience we're both going to be able to have together, you know, for the first time. So, you know, and I'm nothing against like blended families and things like that, because that's just, you know, the more the merrier. I think that's great. And, you know, those are still complete families as well. But, you know, to have this be, you know, your first experience with a child, my first experience, you know, with actually, you know, having a healthy child and being able to start a family, it's really significant and meaningful and beautiful.
I'll be there in the delivery room crying, I think. Maybe not. I don't know.
I think you're going to be too freaked out probably to cry.
Oh, I just don't have to look at it, do I?
No.
Okay. You just hold your hand and
yeah,
say, just push harder then.
I don't know if I need you to coach me. It's okay. Just be there.
Yeah, I think in March is when we got to go for that stuff.
Yeah, so we're in the beginning of the second trimester, which is...
Yeah, and we watched that What's to Expect When Expecting every week. I'm about tired of that lady. And I've been wanting to talk about her for a long time. Like, somebody needs to come up with some new videos. Like, you can say the exact same words she's saying, just make them just a different person.
So this is Corey's pitch to anybody out there who wants to be some sort of like startup company of, recognizing the need. So if you want to start a kind of weekly check-in on pregnancy development, the ones that are out there right now are really dated.
I love social media.
All right, Pastor Dev, get on it.
There you go.
I could do it. Seriously, I'll do it. I'm like, here's what's up. Here's what's coming this week. And I'll take exactly what that lady says.
Rescript it.
Yup.
Mm-hmm. You could do that.
And I'll do it way more better.
I'm sure you would.
I'll have like 3 versions of it.
Yeah.
And I'll have it dubbed in like different languages.
Did you say it was from the what to expect when you're expecting?
I think so.
Which is like the fallback go-to like baby 101 book that like everybody knows. It was like super popular, and I think when it first came out, wasn't it? Didn't come out in like mid 80s or something.
Got me.
I don't know.
No idea.
But like they make fun of it because they'll have it in movies and stuff. That's what all the husbands are supposed to read.
Well, this lady though, if you get the app or you just Google, go to YouTube and look what to expect when expecting week 14. That was a bad one because it was just like they're like, oh, blah blah blah. Like, and maybe I'm expecting too much from her. Maybe it's not her. Maybe it's me. My expectations. I want her to be like, and now his dimples are coming in. And you can clearly see them.
So you're saying it's not her. You're not getting the news that you want?
Maybe.
Okay. So
maybe. I'm just saying.
Don't kill the messenger.
Or it could be her. It could be her face or something. I don't know. But it's just like every week, like I used to get excited and I still do to watch because I want to hear. And that's exactly what it is. I'm not hearing what I want to hear. Like,
yeah, I think that's it. Is what it is.
Now his blazing
the info is not
the arm is growing.
Well, the information is not going to change. It's still going to be the correct information. I mean, when I said dated, I mean like just the presentation of it is kind of a little bit dated, but
that is, and yeah,
it's still going to be the same.
And then every time, guys, if you're going through this, you're expecting right now too. Welcome to the club, but. Man, when you watch those videos, like you have to like watch a baby getting breastfed first, which is a little much. I mean, at first you're like, "Whoa, what's going on?" You're like looking away. At least I was like, "Hey, not looking at that titty that's just right there."
Oh my gosh!
Now Mitchell's gonna listen to this and go, "Oh, I gotta go back and look through what to expect when expecting. Watch some videos."
That's weird.
Mitchell, that is weird if you do that, buddy.
No, I meant like connecting it to being something that anyway.
No, but I'm just doing real life stuff here. That's what happened. It came out. I'm like, oh God, titty. Like, let's look away. Okay, not watching porn. And then okay, now to the video. But by like 3rd or 4th week, you're like, all right, yep, I'm gonna see a titty getting sucked on. Okay, on with what I want to see. Mm-hmm. And then now I think it switched over to some Pampers or something, which is cool. But like, man, for the longest time, it was just pow right there.
It was a commercial for a bottle. Just so you guys know,
the breastfeeding.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Well, it started with a baby being breastfed, and it was saying that this new bottle mimics the closest thing to natural breastfeeding.
I never even heard any of that.
You were just trying to tune it
guys,
out.
We process things different. Like you were like, she was breastfeeding. I'm like, there's a baby sucking on a titty. Like, but that's what you see. You're just like, wow. It was not like, hey, let's gently move into this, or hey, this is look out. It was just boom right there in your face. And you're like, wow.
I guess I should have expected that you would have that reaction.
Mm-hmm. They didn't tell that. They didn't tell me what to expect when I was expecting to watch a video. They didn't tell me that.
That's funny.
I was like, holy Lord. And I get it. Walking around the house, you're going to be breastfeeding. Understand. Mm-hmm. But like you just said that it's supposed to be a bottle that represents a boob.
It mimics the...
Yeah. No idea. That's the first time I've heard that.
Oh.
So maybe next time, I mean, it's a great video. I'm sure whoever shot it, probably pervert man, who totally missed the mark for men anyway. Like,
yeah, for men, apparently.
It should be like, hey, this bottle right here mimics what it's like to breastfeed. Mm-hmm. Buy one today. We'd have been like, hell yeah. Hey, honey, I'm going to get you this bottle. It's supposed to be the best. We didn't need to see a titty and a baby sucking on it. Like, we didn't.
Well, maybe they thought that was important.
I wonder if they have 2 different brands for that, like 2 different campaigns, like one for men and one for women. And I just haven't seen it
I bet
yet.
you that was made specifically for that, to be connected to that.
But they know men
app.
watch it, right? They just don't
Not
care about
the
men. See, it's hard
no.
being a man these days.
I bet you the majority of people that have that app, I bet you 80% of it is women or more.
It seems like it'd be half.
No, I don't think it would be half.
Okay, maybe, because there are people who are married to other women, sure. But there are men who are married to men. I don't know if they'd watch that, though.
I don't know. Who knows?
Okay, 60-40, but at least it should be 55-40.
It should be, but I bet you if you asked every woman who had a child, say, did your husband or partner or the father of the child watch the What to Expect app? What do you think she would say?
Yeah.
That he watched it?
Yeah.
Really?
Why wouldn't you? I mean, if you ask my friends that, no, because their kids are like 20 now. My friends are old.
Right.
Guys I graduated with. So old. They got some old ass kids. But no, I think nowadays, I would say, yeah, they've all watched.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad you have that mentality.
I'll ask my buddy Trevor,
Okay.
who used to be in 217. He moved down to Florida, but I'll ask him. He's pumping out girls left and right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told him we were having a boy, and he's like, good for you. He's worried about them growing up in their teenage years already.
I bet.
I wouldn't know. Having a boy. My younger brother has 3 girls, and he's a hunter and likes killing everything in the world. And he really wanted a boy, And it's not looking like he's going to ever have one. And he was all like trying to give me advice. Hey, man, you got to eat spinach and work out and do this and blah, 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 blah. That's all I heard. And I looked at him because we told our families, Thanksgiving at least. And I looked at him and I was like, ice cream and pizza, buddy. That makes the boys. And he just kind of was like,
Yeah.
Like, now you know the secret. But no, and that's another thing though. Ice cream, I'll still want to eat pizza all the time, but ice cream I've been cutting down on and stopped eating the real ice cream and ate the Carb Smart stuff.
Yeah.
Today was a little crazy with food, but I at least am in control of it now. Like that sugar withdrawal is no joke. Like you get headaches. Like I still get some headaches, but it's bad. They say it's worse than crack. The withdrawal from sugar.
Really?
Yeah. So maybe I just need to put a big dude in the room saying, you want to use some of my ice cream? You want some of that ice cream? It's $50. And me going, nah, I'm good, bro. And maybe that'll scare the sugar cravings right out of me. I don't know, but just like, all right, I need to start lifting weights because babies are heavy. Just to get heavy pretty quick. And I think maybe that's an adjustment that my arms will go through. But my shoulder, now that I'm 45, good Lord, I'm 45. My shoulder.
It's because you sleep on it.
No, it's not, because I can't sleep on it because it hurts.
Well, I see you sleeping on it.
No, that's my elbow.
That's the same thing.
No, my shoulder.
I know, but
my rotator.
I know, but when your weight is on your
whatever it's
elbow and you're sleeping like on your.
No, honey.
If you guys see what this looks, it's odd.
Okay, imagine sitting up in bed on your elbow. That's what I'm doing. And I do that on the other side too. No, honey, there's some kind of, I think I heard it somewhere at work. Lifting something heavy. Because I'm telling you, I feel like I'm a quarterback or something.
Maybe you need to go to the chiropractor.
Yeah, I went to pick up the little box today, the box to get in the door, and I was like, Like, and if I dare sleep on it, if I roll over by accident and just sleep on nope. I'm like, I don't know. Like what is this old stuff already? And boring you to death over there. So anyway, we'll talk about my arm and stuff later at a different time, probably with the guys because they care about me. But
I care.
I know. It's just so late. It's almost 8:00.
Well, that's the other thing too, is like every time we were checking in and stuff, it was like this, like baby wears you out, man. Like it's just exhausting. Like 7:00 happens and I'm ready for bed. I was at the office at 217 office and sitting on the couch, and I was like, before I knew it, I was like sleeping. You're typing away, and I'm like, out.
This got me some work done.
Oh man. It's decorated for Christmas though.
Yes, and we're having a Christmas party at the 217 Recovery Center.
Yes, we are.
It's called the Slayin' It Christmas Party. December 20th, pretty much all day, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We're going to have like meetings every hour. We're going to have fun and games. And that's meetings, they're going to be available every hour if somebody wants to do one. Mm-hmm. But I know we're going to do a lot of fun stuff, and I'm going to set it up to where because I'm a professional photographer, you know. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm glad that you to that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really. But we're going to take pictures of people, and then we can do it on a green screen where I can put like Santa in there, or we can just put Mitch in a Santa outfit and just Photoshop in some Christmas scene.
There you go.
We'll see how that turns out. We're going to start practicing, and we're going to have a video to kind of promote it, which I think is going to be hilarious. I think it's going to be hilarious.
So. I'm sure it will be. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have what? Like just Christmas cookies and...
Yep, Christmas
cocoa.
Cookies. Yep, Justin wanted hot cocoa, so we got that today. I went and bought a bunch of Christmas stuff. So our office is very festive. Mm-hmm. Festive right now. And some collaboration is what I'm looking for, I guess. Mm-hmm. But hopefully that news will drop soon and we'll hear something. But it's a really cool idea that we kind of came up with, and we'll let you know about that. But there's fun things happening on the 20th at the 217 Recovery Center, 945 East 8th Street in Traverse City, Michigan. If you're around, come on by.
Cool.
It'll be fun. If you want to learn about fun and recovery, come to that.
There you go.
Because it will be fun. And I think that's it.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. You know, baby on the way, holiday party.
I know.
I need a new shoulder. You know, so yeah, big exciting news today on the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm glad you listened. I really am.
Yeah.
Check out previous podcasts. You can go all the way back to the very first one I did when I was in sober living. 3 months clean, 4 months clean, something like that. It's all on the app, which you can get from the Google Play Store or your App Store. You can listen to this podcast anywhere, really. iHeartRadio, Spotify. You can tell Alexa to play it. She will.
Yeah.
Apple. However you listen to podcasts, it's there. Trust me. So thank you, though, and please share it with your friends. And I think this is episode 847.
Wow.
Who would have thought that was possible?
That's amazing. Well, thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. For more episodes plus bonus features, download the 217 Recovery app and support recovery by rating us in the App Store.